It is 2 o'clock in the morning in the heart of New York City. I am standing on the 30th floor of a cold glass skyscraper. I am looking down at the endless glowing lights of Manhattan. And I finally realize that my entire marriage was a giant lie. My name is Olivia and I grew up in a small quiet town in Georgia. I used to think the bright lights of this famous city were the beautiful beginning of my happy ending. But I was completely wrong about the dreams I chased. This city is a deep hole that I dug for myself with my own hands. Cold rain is hitting the window in the dark tonight. The sound of the water is fast and it feels very cold. This expensive apartment on the Upper East Side is my home. But it is so quiet tonight that the silence feels scary. I look at the large empty king-sized bed in the bedroom. My husband Ethan is not home again for the third time this week. His promises to me are lighter than the air in this room. If you have ever lost your sense of self in a relationship, please subscribe to our channel right now for more support. Listen to my story of betrayal and my difficult rebirth. My story begins when I was only 24 years old. I was a simple school teacher in a sunny and warm town. Life was slow and the air always smelled like sweet peaches. Then Ethan crashed into my world like a beautiful dream. He wore expensive Italian suits and drove a very fast car. He told me he was starting a massive media company in New York. He said he needed a girl exactly like me for his life. Someone pure and honest to be his partner and his wife. I was blinded by the golden dreams he sold to me back then. I left my family and moved to the busy streets of New York. The first 6 months of our marriage were like a romantic movie. Ethan took me to the best restaurants and private clubs. He introduced me to the most famous people in the city. He eventually made me the manager of his growing company. He looked into my eyes and said, "Olivia, you are the only person I trust." I worked incredibly hard every single day to make him proud. I spent my hours under the bright lights of the media studio. I watched the followers and the money grow larger every month. I truly thought we were building a bright future together. Then one sunny afternoon the doorbell rang at our apartment. I opened the door and saw my favorite cousin Lucas standing there. He was holding a basket of fresh Georgia peaches from home. That sweet smell made me want to cry because I was so lonely. Ethan told me the company needed more help from the family. Lucas looked at the beautiful apartment with wonder in his eyes. But I felt a strange and heavy fear starting to grow in my heart. Lucas stayed in our guest room for a few weeks to help us. He made this cold and modern house feel like a real home. He helped me organize the heavy camera equipment every day. He brought me hot coffee when I worked late into the night. But Lucas soon began to see the dark shadows in this city. He saw Ethan talking to dangerous strangers late at night. He saw Ethan smile at me and then turn away very quickly. His face would change into a cold and hard mask when I left. Lucas whispered to me in the kitchen one late night, "Olivia, I think Ethan is hiding something very big from you." I just shook my head and told him not to worry about us. I said people in the city are just busy and very stressed. But I did not notice the missing money from the accounts. The company bank accounts were slowly becoming empty. Ethan came home less and less every single week. His text messages became shorter and much colder than before. When he did come home, he smelled like expensive whiskey. He shouted at the staff about being too slow with the work. He looked at me like I was an old toy he no longer wanted. I felt like the city had forgotten me and my simple heart. I sat alone in the dark on the edge of the bed every night. The blue neon lights outside felt like bruises on my skin. Behind me Ethan was sleeping peacefully and deeply. His breathing sounded like a snake moving in the grass. My hands were always cold and shaking when he was near. I remembered how he held me at dinner in front of his friends. He pretended to be a loving and successful husband. But he was actually planning to destroy my entire life. Why does love make us so blind to the truth of a person? Why does trust become a sharp knife in the middle of the heart? I bit my lip to stop the tears from falling down my face. Crying is the most useless thing I can do right now. I had to make a serious choice before he woke up today. Should I keep acting like a fool and wait for the end? Or should I tear down this beautiful and expensive lie? I watched the pale moonlight move slowly across the floor. My eyes became sharp and cold like ice in the winter. I finally understood the truth about my life in New York. If your home is not safe, you must burn it down yourself. Lucas knocked on my door very quietly the next morning. He handed me a secret folder of private papers he found. He found them in the trash at the back of the office. They were full of heavy debts and fake bank accounts. Ethan was stealing money from everyone who trusted him. He planned to close the company and run away very soon. And he was putting my name on all the legal crimes. My brain felt like it was hit by a bolt of lightning. Everything went white for a long time as I read the papers. My 3-year marriage was just one long and cold scam. Ethan never loved my heart or my soul or my character. He only loved my clean legal record and my honest face. He wanted me to go to jail for his greed and his mistakes. I looked at myself in the mirror and I saw a ghost. I looked like a flower that had no water for a long time. I realized I could not stay in this apartment for one more day. I am not a puppet for a bad man to play with. I am not a sacrifice for his sins and his gambling. Lucas and I started to collect our own data in secret. In the middle of the night we opened locked office files. We found out Ethan was gambling with the company money. Every paper we found was a map to his future prison cell. Lucas told me, "Olivia, do not be afraid of the truth. Our family in Georgia is waiting for you to come home." I closed my eyes and smelled the peach trees in my mind. I felt a new and powerful strength inside my tired body. I was no longer a shy girl from the South who was afraid. I started calling lawyers and accountants in the city. I protected the important company assets before he could sell them. I was a hunter waiting for the wolf to make a mistake. I learned how to wear a perfect mask of love and peace. Every morning I made Ethan his favorite breakfast. I fixed his silk tie and I smiled at his lying face. Inside I felt a deep and cold disgust for this man. I told myself that anyone can act a part if they have to. Ethan acted for 3 years to steal my life and my name. Now it is my turn to play the game and win my freedom. In front of the cameras I laughed more and spoke louder. I sold products with a bright and happy voice for the fans. But my soul was already gone from that skyscraper. I was watching Ethan's every move and every phone call. Every time he took a secret call I made a note in my mind. My love for him was completely dead and gone forever. It was replaced by cold logic and a plan for justice. I calculated exactly when his massive debts were due. I set a legal trap for his illegal bank accounts. Sometimes I felt scared of the new person I was becoming. I was becoming a person with secrets and a hard heart. But if I did not change, I would lose my life and my freedom. Lucas watched me from the corner of the room every day. He saw my eyes become deep and quiet like a mountain lake. Like a dark lake before a big and powerful storm. He told me the secrets he heard from the people in the office. We traded information in the cold New York rain. I promised to get him out of this trap with me. No matter the cost, I would not stop until we were safe. Finally, on a rainy Tuesday afternoon, it happened. Ethan showed me the final papers he wanted me to sign. He had a fake smile on his face that reached his eyes. He wanted me to sign for all the company debt and guilt. I took the pen and it felt very heavy in my hand. Ethan was standing right behind my chair like a shadow. I could feel his greed and his dark energy in the air. I dropped the pen and let the black ink ruin the page. I looked at his angry face and I smiled for the first time. Ethan, do you really think I am a fool from Georgia? My voice was quiet, but it sounded like a bomb in the room. I stood up and looked directly into his lying eyes. I pulled the flash drive from my pocket and held it up. The heavy stone in my chest finally broke into pieces. I watched his face turn from angry red to ghost white. He tried to lie and talk about love and our future. But I just wanted to laugh at his weak and empty words. I was no longer a bird in a golden cage on the 30th floor. I was the one holding the keys to my own life now. Ethan fell to his knees and cried for mercy and help. But I just pushed him away with my foot and walked past. I remembered all the nights I cried alone in the dark. I remembered my stolen youth and my broken dreams. There are no winners in a game of lies and betrayal. He tried to grab the evidence from my hand with force. But Lucas stepped forward and blocked his path. I walked out of that cold office and that city forever. I kept my soul and I kept my dignity as a woman. I walked into the street and the sun finally came out. My new life was finally beginning on my own terms. I was going back to the place where the light is real. The lawyers finished the work very fast after that day. Ethan lost every dollar and every friend he ever had. I took back my family name and my pride as a Georgian. I sold the New York apartment and I never looked back. And I moved back to the South with Lucas and my hope. Now I am standing in a golden peach orchard at sunset. The wind is warm and sweet on my face tonight. It smells like red dirt and sunshine and honest work. I started a small farm-to-table business for the locals. I teach my neighbors how to sell their fruit to the world. I use the internet to help the people I truly love. My eyes are clear and my heart is full of peace. This long journey taught me a very important lesson. I know what true strength looks like in a woman. Now, people can be dark and cruel for a little while. But the light of the truth will always come back to you. Thank you for listening to my story of hope. If this story touched your heart, please like the video. Marriage is not a cage and you are not a victim. Waking up to the truth is the real beginning of your life. Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. I will see you in the next story of strength and love.